welcome here to our very special Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora series on site, on location at AAC Media Days in Arlington, Texas. I am here with the head coach of the Temple Owls, Stan Drayton, and it's the first time that you and I have had the opportunity to sit in with each other. So how are you, Coach?
You're doing awesome. How about you?
Doing very well.
Good.
And
Good.
you and I was talking about it off the air. You have a connection to my hometown of Syracuse.
Syracuse, New
And
York.
I believe you were running backs coach, right?
I was.
Yeah. So bring me into, I know it was a short time, but we talked about the snow. Was there anything else you took away from Syracuse?
Well, Doug Marrone, I thought, did a phenomenal job there. He was an alum, and coming into his alma mater, he had a vision, and so we got aligned right away. I enjoyed the kids there. I mean, they were motivated academically to get it done. I mean, it's a tremendous school. Great experience there. Yes, a lot of snow. Matter of fact, I bought my first snowblower in Syracuse.
Okay.
And here's the thing: I moved to Syracuse from Florida, so we didn't need it.
Yeah.
And my wife, on the first day it snowed, said, "Hey, just go out here and shovel the snow." I said, "Well, listen, I'm gonna need a snowblower because we're in Syracuse, New York." She's like, "We're not paying for a snowblower." I'm like, "All right, then come out here and help me shovel the snow."
Yeah.
So we get out there and we shovel the snow, and while we're shoveling snow, it's snowing. And we shovel the snow. We go in the house, and 20 minutes later, it looked like we did absolutely nothing out there. I said, "Okay, hey, we gotta go back out here and shovel the snow." She's like, "No, you're gonna go get you a snowblower."
That's how you get people to do it.
Yes. I just got rid of that snowblower a year ago, but yeah, great place though.
So I was speaking with one of the members of your team here about tough, about trust, unselfish, and family finish. He told me that we're going into the fourth quarter for finish. Bring me into tough and the importance of that acronym.
Yeah, so again, we do break the season off the year into 4 different quarters.
Yeah.
Wintertime, for us, it is off-season trust. We are trying to enhance our relationships with one another.
Yeah.
Player to player, coach to coach, and coach to player. And again, even though we label it a quarter, the trust piece is something that goes on every day, all year, all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that we can get anything started without establishing a level of trust, or at least working toward a level of trust. And so when we get into the second quarter with the spring football, now we're talking about being unselfish. Can we, or do we have the ability to put our personal endeavors aside for the betterment of the football team?
Yeah.
All right. And we do that during spring, and we challenge our guys to just be a teammate. Don't question what we're asking you to do it for the sake of your team. And now as we get into the summer, we talk about the family piece. It's the time where the coaches are now going to get to some vacation time. They're going to get a chance to be a dad, a husband, or whatever it may be for 4 weeks. And during that time, it is the players on players, players holding players accountable, players enhancing their relationship with one another. Something that nowadays in today's climate is very, very hard to do.
Yeah.
We look at kids and they much rather be friends. Like they can see a friend doing something wrong and will let that friend do something wrong because they're trying to protect the friend's feelings. Yeah. Well, in a football family, if there's something that is going on wrong with the individual, it's going to have a major effect on the whole entire family. So are we strong enough as individuals to hold each other accountable?
Yeah.
That's the family piece.
Yeah.
And we give our players that opportunity in the summer to work on their locker room with each other during that time. And then when we pull back together, which is where we're getting ready to get into the fourth quarter of the season, the season's included in that, fall camp obviously included in that. It's time to put it all together. It's time to operate as a family. To me, what success looks like is a player-led team. All right. And I know that if we are operating like a family, then we're going to play with an effort that's going to exceed our own individual self. We'll play harder for our brother than we will ourselves. Yeah. And that's the extra effort that I'm trying to get out of with that end.
And I appreciate the breakdown of that and the importance of it and putting the onus on them in a world where personal responsibility seems to go out the window sometimes. Yeah. To have that personal responsibility and then also be responsible for making sure that your family has that tough love sometimes.
Exactly right. It's about telling individuals what they need to hear, not what they want to hear.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we got to put a product. The coaches need to put a product of a young man out there that is ready to deal with life.
Yeah.
All right. And we're finding things that really don't have any bearing on the success of life. For example, NIL,
Yeah.
the portal. These are all great entities for players to take advantage of. All right. How is it getting them ready for life? Okay. And those are the things that we need to continue to reassess as adults that are coaching football, that we hold the responsibility to develop the man, the whole man. All right. And we need to find a way to make sure that these entities that we're talking about, these new entities that are coming into college football, are aligned with the development of the person. Okay. So that's a critical piece for us. That's why family is the piece. We talk about NIL, we talk about the portal, and we know the positives and the negatives to that. It's about the education piece, but at the end of the day, all right, our job is to make sure that we're putting out a product that's going to survive life outside of football.
You want to run the NCAA with me? Want to go do it?
Hey, I may not win ball games doing this. I may need that job, you know what I mean? But no, I do believe we're going to win a lot of ball games that way, because the players know you care. They just tend to fight for you, you know, and I just wanted to make sure that we're continually broaden their mindset of what it looks like when you're 35 years old, and the experiences that you're living through now, they will have an effect on you as a 35-year-old. And we got to make sure that you're ready for life.
Final note here. Why was Temple, pardon me, the right fit for you to come to Temple to be a part of the Owls in the long history that you've had and in the resume that you've had? Why did Temple make sense at this point in your career? And why do you believe that you will win football games?
So I interviewed for Temple before. I've always wanted this Temple job. I don't know why. It's something about Philly. You know, I'm from Cleveland. I'm an inner city, grew up as an inner city kid. There was not a whole lot of resources that came my way, but I had this passion and I had this chip on my shoulder about being a student athlete, going to college and making something right out of my life. And that wasn't a common thing that I heard or saw growing up in my neighborhoods. And so when I come to Philly reminds me a lot of how I grew up.
Yeah.
All right. The things that our young people are going through in an urban environment, in my opinion, is something that we can have a major effect on. All right. So when I looked at Temple, I looked at me as a young man and me having an opportunity to have an impact on young men that were like me.
Yeah.
All right. And, you know, Temple has always been a chip on the shoulder, underdog type of a school. We've embraced that in the past. If you play Temple, you better buckle your chin strap, because they were going to hit you in the mouth. You know, whether they won or lost a ball game, you're going to know that you played Temple.
Yeah.
And I always saw that from the outside looking in, and it's who I am as a person. I believe in that. All right. So when this opportunity came available to me, it was absolutely the perfect fit, because I can relate to these kids. I can relate to Philly. All right. I'm going to tie into this community. All right. I'm going to save lives in the process of this deal. And, you know, Temple's allowing me to do just that. Yeah, we want to win a lot of football games, but I'm working for an AD and Arthur Johnson that says win ball games, but graduate student athletes. I can't be part of a program that puts that in reverse.
Yeah.
Win football games, and I don't care if they graduate. That's not the case. Temple gives me an opportunity to be who I am, raise individuals, provide the resources to give me to raise them the right way, and to set them up for life, man. That's what this whole thing's all about.
Stan, I'm sitting here with you for a few minutes, and if you asked me to strap up and go, I would play.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Come on. I need you. I may need you. Can you kick?
Listen, when I first started to like the game, I could kick.
There you go.
And then when I started to do other things and, you know, run around and test my luck at running back and then start throwing the ball, I can't kick to save my life now. It's like my body was like one or the other. So
I tell people all the time, if you're interested in playing football, man, learn how to kick and learn how to long snap, man. You know.
Yeah. Long snap, I will tell you, that is an art.
That is an
People
art.
totally underestimate how hard that is to send a rocket the way
They play the game without one.
No. So Stan Drayton, Temple Owls.
All right.
I might be kicking for him. Who knows? We'll see you all soon. Thank you so much for being here on Wake Up Call.